Hey guys, so why tax season won't automatically give you tax planning clients? So, one misconception that I hear a lot of people having is that, I'm all for tax plans, but okay, if I get a bunch of tax returns, and I'm just going to get people who want tax planning. And it's like, 2 or 3 years in a row where they maybe get like one or two tax plans, they're only able to sell it for like, $500, and it's just like, it just doesn't work the way they think. This video is going to break down why that happens and how you can change it for yourself. Also, if you've been maybe doing some tax planning and it's just not quite going the way you want, or maybe you're still working your full time job because you haven't made enough income from tax plans to quit, or maybe you're just not making as much money as what you wanted in general, either way, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with me to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. So, number one, most times, a lot of clients that are going to come to you for tax prep, which is like the main service that most people are going to come to during tax season, is they've been conditioned to get tax planning for free. It's not necessarily your fault. It could have been your predecessor. So maybe they've been getting taxes from someone, from some Joe Schmo up the street, and Joe Schmo every single day. Joe Schmo up the street basically does a tax return and says, "Oh well, you could do this, or you could do this, or you could do this," and it's like, it's just there's no real value that's being offered, and there's no separation between the two, and it ends up rather than being a coherent and a cohesive strategy, it's just bits and bobs here and there, that the person can't actually use. They don't really value. It's like, oh, that's a cool idea, or oh, good job, Crazy Bob, that's a great idea, maybe next year. And it's like, it's never really a consistent kind of thing. So in order for you to turn that, like maybe they left, Joe Schmo up the street, now they started working with you, they might have the same thought that this is all tax planning is. So, number one, they have to be postured that tax prep and tax planning is a separate engagement between the two, and they have to be postured that there is a potential for an upsell. Right, so what you couldn't do is you could include the tax prep inside your tax planning package, but there has to be a very distinct tax planning package so that people know this is like the main thing you're offering, not the tax prep. A lot of times too, people have trouble with, like, especially if like an individual come, like they're expecting to pay like 250, 300 for a tax prep, and then like you like try and hit them with like a $3,000 or $5,000 price point. They didn't even know that was on the table, and they give you like huge price resistance at that point, right? It's because they just haven't been postured. They don't even know that it's like another thing that can be offered, and all they hear after that is like, I was expecting to pay like $300, and now it's $5,000. Right? Versus they come in knowing that that's another service that you offer, or even if you have a good upsell process within the actual tax prep service itself, where they're constantly seeing this is the next step, this is the next step, this is what you should be doing, this is the next thing. Once we have this done, this is where we're going, right? Then it works so much better. And then when you have like the tax prep finished, right? When you do your exit interview, or let's say your diagnostic review of exactly what was going on and what you did, now you can use that as the upsell sales call to help them to want to keep doing more and want to improve their tax situation for the coming year, so they don't have to spend as much in taxes for this following year. But you got to make sure that they understand it's not included, okay? So a couple things you can do. Number one, you just start building the value well in advance, right? So I'm always like basically when they're working saying, okay, did you do this during the year? No, what do you mean? Okay, well, did you think about this during the year? No, I didn't know that was existing. Okay, well, why did you not do this during the year? I already know. Like, the more you can hear them say, it's like, okay, well, if we could do this, the next year we can save this much. If we do this, next year we can approximately save this much. If we do this, next year we can think about saving this much. And you just have like this mental checklist. And like I do every single time I like either speak with them or do a diagnostic interview, I am like literally writing down bullet points of like all the different things they can do, and I'm writing down next to like, if they've done this just this year, what could they have saved? If they've done this year, what could they save? What could they save? And at the very bottom, it's like, okay, so this is approximately what you could have saved, right? So now they see, wow. Depending on how much they're making, like if you have like these like really simple small people that are like maybe making like, not saying it's a mean way, but like maybe they're making like 60 to 80 grand a year, like from their W-2, and they don't have anything else. Okay, it might not be applicable for them, but when you start getting like more business owners, real estate investors, or high earning individuals, right? That's where you're gonna have a lot more of this like bang for the buck. But everyone to a certain degree can save a little bit more of taxes, but it's just like this kind of comes down to the next thing, right? And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you also need to start attracting clients that can, that need tax planning, like in that they know they need it, and it's not just like a nice to have, it's like a need if they want to like improve like their standard of living. But even then, right, so if you notice when I'm talking about like all the different things I'm doing, I am creating the problem by revealing that there is an alternative to paying a lot in taxes. A lot of people just don't know. A lot of people like hear like stuff like they were hearing about like there was a president on the air, there was like he was paying like very, very low amounts of taxes, and people like, he's a billionaire doing that. It's like, well, yeah, he has really good tax planning, right? He's been doing it for, I don't know, he's what is he, like 80 years old, I think he is, right? And yeah, but most people think that's only for like the super, super ultra like rich, not just for like the wealthy and just like high net worth individuals, right? So when you tell like that actually is a thing, like you can actually learn how to do it. It's not that it's like this magic. It's a very structured process and a strategy that you can implement for yourself. And now people say, oh, okay, well, tell me more about that. And when they say tell me more, now you can go into your structured process about tax planning, and then we're more postured for it to be a high price, right? Because you can even start like seeding their mind around like what is the pricing based on, and that's not very inexpensive. That's not that it's expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And just start building up that value by creating that problem that they have. Again, just like I said, here, total. This is what we could have saved. This is what we're going to be saving like next year if we can do some of the similar stuff for you. Assuming your income's going to be similar, or if it grows, you can maybe even save like more. Now, again, but you have to even ask yourself again, are your current clients candidates for tax planning? Right? Because not everyone's going to benefit the same. It's going to be generally people that have a lot more activity, a lot more complexity going on are going to get the most benefit from this, right? So if you really only have like super simple individuals, like you need to start learning how to go and get people that have more like complexity, like small business owners, people that have like side hustles, people that like maybe they're fully employed at like a W-2, but they have like rental properties. Like you need people with like multiple different streams of income that are all like very, very complex. Now, I like people who are growing faster, who are actively see like their tax bills going up. So a good example is, let's say it's like you have like an online like life coach, right? Where there's like there's like zero expenses outside of like home office, just like really, really basic business expenses, and like year number 1 they made 150, year number 2 they made 200. Now this year something changed. Now they make $300,000. It's gonna be like they're close to net profit, right? And it's like that person is freaking out because like, oh my gosh, I have to save for taxes. My tax bill's gonna be this high, and like they're 2 or 3 years in. They know how much they had to pay last year and the year before, so now they know they have to pay more. Like that's the kind of person looking for. That's the person who's like in pain right now. They know there's gonna be like they have this like looming just a bill over their head, and they don't really want to pay it, especially if they maybe like have like a separate account where all their money for tax is gonna be. They're just sitting there looking at them like, oh, it's a lot of money I have to give up, right? Those are the kind of people you want to go and learn how to attract. And like if you don't know like how to do marketing to go and get better quality clients who need tax planning, we have a number of different videos on this channel that show you and break down how to do that. Okay, so you can go and watch one of those after this video. But for the short, you can reach them on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or email marketing, right? And it makes it very, very, very simple, because then you can learn how to build a micro audience of people that are kind of like waiting for you to help them out. And it's so much better when you can learn how to use content, because then the people start coming to you. And it's just like, it maybe takes you like maybe anywhere between like 15 to 30 minutes a day to make like one content piece, whether it's a written piece or like a PowerPoint presentation that you film on like a video. Super simple, but it adds up over time. And if you learn how to do this stuff, then you're definitely going to be able to start getting more clients. But it doesn't happen automatically. There has to be a very solid process in place in order to do this. Now, if you want some help putting this process in place, like maybe you know that you could be getting tax planning clients, but you just don't really know exactly what it takes to go do so, I invite you to go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. We help you go and basically go from maybe scratch, or maybe less than $15,000 a year in terms of your tax plans, help you go to that six-figure zone. Okay, so you can live the life that you want, be able to spend more time with your family, and be able to really have the quality of life that most people left their corporate job to do. So if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call, and I'll take it easy. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.